Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Aman Codes. In today's episode, we are going to discuss about while loop or while else loop. In this looping statements, the first statement is while loop or while else loop. So let's see what is while loop or while else loop. Let's start with syntax. Here, while of test condition. After that, indentation symbol. So after indentation symbol, we have to specify one tab space. After that, statement 1, statement 2, up to statement n. So up to we can declare n statements. So these n statements are considered as indentation block of statements. So after that, we have other statements that are present in the program. So these statements are called as indentation block of statements. So this symbol is known as indentation symbol. So the flow is coming to like this. So the flow is coming like this. So the flow is, it will go to while test condition. When this test condition is true, it is going to execute this. It is going to execute this block of statements. After the execution of this block of statements, it is going to execute other statements which are present in the program. So if test condition becomes false, then it is going to directly execute the other statements which are present in the program. So, so we can declare this while loop. So here in the heading, we are declared while loop or while else loop, right? So here for while, if you use, this is a syntax, or if we want to use while else, then the syntax is like this. So while test condition, indentation symbol, after that one tab space. So while test condition, indentation symbol, after that one tab space, and then we have to mention statement 1, statement 2, up to statement n. So these statements are called indentation block of statements 1, and this else we have to declare here. So else indentation symbol, after that we have to give one tab space, then proceed with else block of statements. So this is a indentation block of, so this is indentation block of statements 2. You think this is while block of statements, this is else block of statements. So after that we have to declare other statements that are present in the program. So when you are considering while else, then you have to declare this type of syntax. When you are going with while loop, then we have to use this type of syntax. So these are the two syntax we are going to declare and we are going to use in this while loop or while else loop. So try to understand this flow. It is going to come here while test condition. If test condition is true, it is going to execute this block of statements. After executing this block of statements, again it is going to test condition. So again checking the test condition. If the test condition is true, then again executing this block of statements. Then again going to test condition. If test condition true, so executing this block of statements. Yet last, when test condition becomes false, then flow is going to else block. So in this else, it is going to execute this block of statements, and after that it is going to execute other statements which are present in the program. So the main thing is here like this. When you are going to declare while test condition, so first test condition becomes true, then it is going to execute the statements. Again, it is going to check the test condition. It is again true, then again executing. So again, it is going to check. So until it becomes false, it is going to check. When the test condition becomes false, it is directly going to the else block and it is going to execute else block of statement. After executing this else block of statements, it is directly going to execute other statements which are present in the program. So else block is executed when if while test condition false. So remember this point. Whenever the while is false, then only we are going to execute this else block. So when while is going to be true, then else block is not going to be executed. So this is main flow of while else loop. So this while and else are the keywords. So test condition can be either true or false. So let's see the explanation about while else loop. Here while and else are the keywords. Here test condition can be either true or false. See here, if test condition is true, then PVM executes indentation block of statements, and once again PVM control goes to the test condition. If once again test condition is going to be true, then PVM executes indentation block of statements. This process repeated for finite number of times until test condition becomes false. So what I said here, it is going to check the test condition. If test condition is true, then executes the statements. Again, it's going to check the test condition. If test condition is true, going to execute these statements until it executes when the test condition becomes true. So whenever the test condition becomes false, it is not going to execute this block of statements. It is going to execute else block of statements. See here, once test condition becomes false, PVM executes else block of statements which are written in else block. If present, then it is going to check the else block, and later it executes other statements which are present in the program. We are going to see one flowchart. See here, flowchart of while loop or while else loop, right? So the entries come from here, initialization part. So it is going to take that initialization part. After that, it is going to test the condition. So here the condition is going to be tested. If the condition is true, then execute indentation block of statement. So while indentation block of statements have to execute it when the test condition becomes true. After that, while indentation block of statement execution, in that only we are going to declare updation part. So we have to update that. So after updating, it is going to check the test condition once again. See here, the arrow is like this, right? So it is going to check the test condition once again. Once again, the test condition true, then it is going to execute while block statements. After that, so it is going to execute updation part and then repeat again. So here the loop is forms, right? So test condition true, executes block of statement, take the updation part and return to test condition. True, execute the block of statement, execute the updation part and repeat. So when we are going to check the test condition becomes false. See here, when the test condition is going to become false, it is going to execute else block of statements written in else block if present. If you mentioned else block, then it is going to execute the else block of statements. After executing the else block of statement, it is going to execute other statements which are present in the program. So this is the flow of Python's while loop or while else loop. I hope you all understand. So now we are going to discuss one practical example regarding this while else loop. So here I am going to create one file while else example.py. So program to generate 1 to n numbers where n is going to be a positive number. So here I am going to take n is equals to int of input of, here I'm going to declare like this. So enter how many numbers wanted to generate. Next, after that, so now I'm going to use if else statement. See here, why I used if else statement here, I will tell right now. So I used here if conditional statement. Why I used in the sense, so negative numbers are not allowed, right? So that is the reason I declared n less than 0 in if, and if n is less than 0, then it is going to print like this, invalid input. So invalid input is going to be shown when n less than 0. When if test condition is going to become false, then it is going to execute else part, right? I'm going to declare the code for this 1 to n number generation by using while else loop. In previous episode, I have discussed with this, right? Whenever we are going to work with loops, first thing is initialization part, second is conditional part, third is updation part. Initialization part in the sense where to start. So here our program is generates 1 to n, right? So that is the reason here in this else part I'm going to print like this. Before we are going to declare initialization part, I'm going to print like this decoration line. So numbers within like this. So dot format of n. So here we have to do initialization part, right? So see, I'm going to declare I is equals to 1. I'm going to declare because in this test condition I declared n less than or equals to 0. If n is equals to 0, it is going to show this invalid input. If n is less than 0, it is going to show an invalid input, right? So 0 here, there, right? That is the reason I mentioned here initialization part as 1. I is equals to 1. This is like this initialization part, right? Next, I'm going to declare this conditional part. So conditional part in the sense where to stop and how many times to repeat. See here, I'm going to use while of test condition. So the test condition is like this. I less than or equals to n. I in the sense the starting point 1 less than or equals to user entered value, suppose 10. Then it is true. So indentation symbol inside this I'm going to print that value. Print off directly I'm mentioning I. So after that I'm going to update the value. See here updation part, forward increment or backward decrement, right? So I'm going to update. So I'm going to update I value. So this is updation part, right? This is conditional part. So here we are declared three parts: initialization part, conditional part, updation part. So after this, I'm going to declare here else block. Inside this else block, I'm going to print one decoration line like this. So after this, I'm going to come here and I'm going to declare other statements that are present in the program. So other statements like this. Thank you for using this program. So let's try to execute this program. See here, it is going to ask enter how many numbers want to generate. I want to generate 10 numbers. See here. So the numbers within 10 is going to be declared like this. So we got output 1 to 10, right? So after that, it is going to print this line. This line I mentioned in the else part. After that else part, it has given output as thank you for using the program. So thank you for using the program is other statement in our program, right? So let's re-execute again and try to enter 1000. So it is going to generate 1000 numbers. See, 1000 it has generated. After that, it has executed else block. It has executed other statements. So try to understand that flow. It is coming to here, line number 3. So it is going to ask how many numbers want to generate. So when user entered 5, it is going to store that value in n variable, n object. So after that, it is going to come to the line number 4. In this, n less than or equals to 0. In the sense, in the place of n, we are declared 5, right? 5 less than or equals to 0. Is this true? No, right? It is false. So that is the reason it is not going to execute these statement. Then it is directly comes to line number 6. See here. In this line, we have declared else part, right? So in this else, it is going to execute this, execute this. After this, it is going to come to initialization part, line number 10. In this, I is declared with 1, while I less than or equals to n. In the sense, 1 less than or equals to user declared value is 5. So it is true, right? Then it is going to print it. So consider this as output. In the output, it is going to print 1. So after that one, updation part. In this updation part, previously we have I is equals to 1, right? So that 1 is going to updated here. How in the sense? Previous I is 1, 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. That 2 is going to be stored in I. So I is updated as 2, right? So after this, it is directly going to once again to the test condition. So it is not going to initialization part. It is going to test condition. So I in this I is going to be 2, right? 2 less than or equals to 5. So yes, it is true. It is going to print that here. See, 2 it is going to be printed. After that printing, updation statement is going to come. So previously we have I value 2. 2 plus 1 is going to be 3. That is going to be stored in I. So I is going to be pointed to 3. So 3 is going to be stored in I. So after this updation part, it is going to once again to this test condition. So in this test condition, again it is going to be checked. So now I is going to be 3, 3 less than or equals to 5. It is going to be executed. I is going to be printed like this. So after printing I, it is going to updation statement. So I is going to be updated as 4. So here I is going to be pointed to 4. So 4 less than or equals to 5. Yes, it is true. Then 4 is going to be print output. After that updation statement is going to be done. After updation statement, at last I is going to be 5. So 5, right? It is going to check the test condition. 5 less than or equals to 5. True. Then it is going to print this I, right? So output is 5. Next, after that updation statement, I is going to update as 6. So this here also 6. So it is going to check the test condition. 6 less than or equals to 5. Then that time it is going to becomes false. So the test condition is becomes false. After this test condition becoming false, then it is going to execute else block of statement. So in this else, it is going to print this line. After printing the else block, so after executing the else block, it is going to execute other statements which are present in this program. So that is thank you for using the program, right? So this is the main flow of this while else loop. It is asking enter how many numbers want to generate. I entered 5. See here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has generated. After that, so it is going to execute else part, right? So here line has been executed. So after executing else part, it is going to execute other statements that are present in the program, right? So thank you for using the program is also we got as output, right? So this is a practical example of while else loop. So this is all about while loop or while else loop in Python. So that's all for today's episode. I hope you all understand. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Aman Codes. Thank you so much for watching.